Stop using wood chips. This free mulch builds humus 5 times faster and revives your soil instantly. For years I used to believe I was doing my soil a favor by covering it neatly with wood chips. Every gardening book and video seemed to praise them: natural, clean, and easy to find. I'd spread thick layers around my tomatoes, under fruit trees and between garden beds, certain that I was protecting my plants and building rich humus. But then, one season, my garden stopped thriving. My once soft, spongy soil turned compact and pale. When I pushed aside the chips, I found dry, lifeless dirt beneath. There were no worms, no earthy smell, just silence. That was the wake-up call that changed everything. Today I want to show you what I discovered, why wood chips may actually be slowing down your soil's recovery, and how a simple, free, and natural mulch can build humus up to 5 times faster. This is the same method I now use in my garden, and it's one that keeps the soil soft, alive, and self-feeding all year round. Let's start with the truth most gardeners never hear. Wood chips are incredibly carbon-heavy. When you lay them on the soil, they might look good, but underneath, something important happens. Microbes rush in to decompose that carbon. Here's the problem. Those same microbes also need nitrogen to stay alive. Since wood chips contain almost none, they steal nitrogen directly from your soil to balance themselves out. This creates what's called nitrogen lockup, leaving your plants hungry and your soil life struggling. At first, you might not notice it. The surface looks tidy and well protected, but underneath, your soil is slowly being robbed of energy. Roots grow weaker, the soil becomes dense, and water struggles to soak in. That's exactly what happened in my garden. The mulch that was supposed to feed my soil was starving it instead. If you walk into any forest, you won't find layers of wood chips covering the ground. Nature's mulch is a living mix of fallen leaves, wilted plants, grass, petals, and soft twigs, all decomposing together. That's how the forest stays fertile without anyone adding fertilizer or tilling the soil. This natural balance between greens, which are nitrogen-rich, and browns, which are carbon-rich, is the secret to constant humus creation. The decomposition happens fast, balanced, and biologically active. When I realized this, I started copying it, and the results were shocking. Within just a few weeks, my soil changed color, worms came back, and even the smell returned, the rich, earthy scent that tells you the ground is alive again. That's when I stopped using wood chips and started making my own green compost mulch, the easiest, fastest, and cheapest mulch you'll ever make. Green compost mulch is exactly what it sounds like, a balanced mix of fresh greens and dry browns that decomposes right on your soil, creating humus faster than any compost pile. Here's how it works. Instead of piling organic matter somewhere to rot, you layer it directly on your garden beds. It feeds the soil microbes immediately, locking in moisture while breaking down into a soft, rich layer of humus. When you spread this kind of mulch, the soil doesn't suffocate. It breathes. Water penetrates easily, microbes thrive, and your plants start getting nutrients in real time. This method mimics what happens in the forest floor, a self-sustaining living cycle that constantly builds fertility. The beauty of green compost mulch is that you already have everything you need. Start by gathering your greens, fresh grass clippings, soft weeds, vegetable scraps, and wilted garden trimmings. These are your nitrogen-rich materials. Then add your browns, dry leaves, straw, shredded paper, or small pieces of cardboard. These provide the carbon. Mix roughly 2 parts greens to 1 part browns. You want it slightly moist but not soggy, like a wrung-out sponge. Now spread that mix directly over your garden beds, about 2 to 3 inches thick, keeping it an inch away from plant stems to prevent rot. That's it. You've just created a living blanket for your soil. Within days you'll notice subtle changes. The mulch will start to warm slightly, signaling microbial activity. Soon after, you'll see earthworms moving in and a sweet, earthy smell rising from the soil. In just a few weeks you'll have humus forming right where it's needed, around your plants. If you want to take it up another level, you can supercharge your mulch using a simple fermented compost tea. Think of it as probiotics for your soil. Here's what to do. Take about 10 kilograms, or 20 pounds, of your green compost mulch and mix it into a 20-liter bucket filled with clean water. Stir well and cover it loosely. Leave it to ferment for 7 days, stirring once a day. By the end of the week, you'll have a rich, earthy-smelling liquid full of beneficial microbes. Dilute it with water at a 1:5 ratio and use it to moisten your mulch or water your plants. The microbes in this tea jumpstart decomposition and humus formation, helping your soil come back to life even faster. The reason this method is so powerful comes down to biology. The perfect mix of greens and browns provides the exact food ratio soil microbes need to thrive. When they have that balance, they reproduce explosively, breaking down material rapidly and releasing natural compounds, humic and fulvic acids, that improve soil structure, retain moisture, and make nutrients available to your plants. This microbial explosion builds humus in record time, often 5 times faster than traditional composting or wood chip mulching. And because it happens right in your garden beds, your soil gets stronger and richer with every passing day. I've tested this method across different types of soil, from clay to sand, and honestly, the transformation is always the same. Within about a month, the soil darkens, worms return, and roots begin to spread deeper. One gardener from the Soilpower community in Arizona told me she used to water her beds every 2 days. After switching to green compost mulch, she only waters once a week, and her herbs have doubled in growth. Another viewer from Florida shared how his once sandy soil turned into rich, crumbly loam after just 2 months. He didn't spend a cent, everything came from his yard waste. When you give your soil life, it gives back tenfold. The best part is you never have to start over. Just keep adding thin layers of fresh mulch every few weeks. The soil will handle the rest. As your mulch breaks down, you'll see these fine white fungal threads weaving through the surface. That's mycelium, the underground network that connects your plants and feeds them nutrients. It's a sign your soil is truly alive. No fertilizers, no digging, no waste, just a simple rhythm that mirrors nature's own. This approach doesn't just build soil, it also reduces waste. Every leaf, weed, and kitchen scrap becomes valuable again. Nothing goes to the landfill. It's gardening in harmony with nature, using what you already have to create abundance. It's free, regenerative, and endlessly sustainable. And best of all, your garden becomes self-feeding. The longer you use this method, the less work it takes. It's time to let go of the idea that wood chips are the gold standard. They're not bad, but they're slow, heavy, and unbalanced. They belong in pathways, not in growing beds. If you want real results, fast, natural, and full of life, green compost mulch is the way forward. It's simple, effective, and completely free. Every handful you spread builds humus, restores soil life, and brings back that deep, earthy smell we all love. At Soilpower, I always say this: healthy soil doesn't need rescuing, it just needs the right food. When we stop fighting nature and start feeding it, the soil responds instantly. Worms return, roots grow stronger, and plants practically glow with health. So next time you reach for wood chips, pause, look around your garden. Everything you need for humus and fertility is already there. Let's bring life back to the soil, one handful of mulch at a time. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe to Soilpower on YouTube and share this article with a fellow gardener. Together we can rebuild our soil and grow food the way nature intended, alive, rich, and powerful.